To upgrade the hard drive on your PlayStation 3 Slim, you're going to require a small Phillips head screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver, a USB thumb drive, and of course your replacement 2.5-inch internal hard drive. The first thing we need to do is insert our thumb drive into the PlayStation 3. Now from the PlayStation 3's crossbar menu, we need to go to Game, and then down to Saved Data Utility PS3. When we click on this option, we're presented with the USB thumb drive and then all the game saves that we've been making on our PlayStation 3. What we need to do is copy any of the game saves that we want to transfer over to our new hard drive. So for example, we're going to copy across Call of Duty, so we choose Options, then Copy. We then need to select our thumb drive, and the file is then copied to the thumb drive. Now we have to repeat this process for any other games that we want to transfer to the new hard drive. The next step is to remove the thumb drive from the PlayStation 3 and insert it into your computer. We now need to visit the Sony website and download the latest firmware for the PlayStation 3. Once the firmware has been downloaded, you'll be presented with a file called ps3updat.pup. This ps3updat.pup file needs to go to a specific place on your thumb drive. You'll notice that when you browse the thumb drive, that it already contains a PS3 folder. When you open the PS3 folder, you're presented with a saved data folder which contains all your game saves. We now need to create a new folder called Update and copy the ps3updat.pup file to the Update folder. Now that we have the ps3updat.pup file in the Update folder, we'll just do a quick recap on the file structure that you need to have on your thumb drive. So on your thumb drive you should have a PS3 folder, and within that folder you should have two folders. One's called Save Data, the other called Update, and within the Update folder you'll have the ps3updat.pup file. We can now remove the USB thumb drive from our computer, and we can begin looking at swapping the internal hard drive on the PlayStation 3 Slim. As you can see here, I've turned the PlayStation 3 upside down, and this is to give me access to a panel on the underside of the console. Using the flathead screwdriver, I release the panel, and then using the Phillips screwdriver, remove the screw which holds the hard drive in place. I can then use my thumb to remove the slide panel which protects the hard drive caddy on the PlayStation 3. On the front of the caddy is a small handle. If I lift the handle and then pull, I release the caddy along with the internal hard drive. Next, we need to remove the old hard drive from the PlayStation 3's caddy. On the underside of the caddy there are 4 Phillips head screws. We need to remove these screws so that we can release the hard drive from the caddy. Now flipping the caddy over, you'll notice that there is a lip on one side. By removing from the opposite side of the lip, we can remove the old hard drive. We can now take our new hard drive and inserting the hard drive into the caddy lip side first, we can then use the Phillips head screws to fix the new hard drive to the caddy. Once the new hard drive has been mounted onto the caddy, we can then look at sliding the caddy back into the PlayStation 3. Simply take the caddy and slot it into position. Then using a small amount of force, push it into place. Then take the cover plate and slide it back into position. We can then use the fixing screw to hold the faceplate and the hard drive in place, and then finally we need to close the cover panel. We now need to plug in our USB thumb drive and switch on our console. You'll be prompted to connect your controller via a USB lead. Once you've done this, you'll be asked to press the PS button. When this message appears, you need to click the Start and Select button at the same time. The console will then go and look on your thumb drive for a folder called Update and the PS3 updat.pub file. After a short delay, you'll be prompted to format your new hard drive. Again, you need to click on the Start and Select button at the same time for at least 5 seconds in order for the PlayStation to format the hard drive. Again, after a short delay, you're prompted that the hard drive is being formatted and it's showing you the percentage that has been completed so far. Now, depending on the size of the hard drive that you have, will depend on how long it takes to format. Once the hard drive is formatted, your PS3 will then use the PS3 updat.pub file on the thumb drive to update the PS3 with the latest firmware. Press the PS button on the controller. When prompted, check the user agreement and accept. Then press the Enter key to start downloading the software from the thumb drive to your PlayStation 3. Once the update has been installed, your PlayStation 3 will restart. And again, you'll be prompted to connect your controller via the USB lead and then press the PlayStation or PS button. We now need to go through the process of an initial setup, just like we did when we first got our PlayStation. This means we have to set the date as well as the time on our PlayStation 3. We need to create a profile as well as connect the PlayStation 3 back onto the internet either via a network lead or via a wireless access point. Once the initial setup has been completed, your PlayStation will reboot and you'll be again presented with the PlayStation 3 crossbar menu. You now need to return to the game option, and from the game option you need to locate saved data utility, and you'll see that you have your USB device. So what we need to do is click on that option and you'll be presented with all of the games that you previously saved to the thumb drive. Now all we need to do is highlight the games that we want to copy and then choose the copy command, and those games get copied across to the PlayStation 3. Once we've copied all of the games from the thumb drive to the PlayStation 3, we can then install all of the games that we want to play. When we load those games, we should find that our previous game saves will be there as well.